What's up, y'all? Boogie Night here, and welcome to another episode of What the Hell Did We Just Watch? As always, I am joined by the other half of the Snark Squad, the one and only Rae. What's up?
I look like shit. How about you?
I feel like shit, so, there we go.
We go hand in hand. Look at that.
Yep, but we just have another shitty movie to rip apart.
Honestly,
Actually, this... Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the shitty thing is that the movie has actually been good during this kind of time of year, or not time of year. Like it's been good through all this Corona stress. So
Yeah. Well, and this movie was actually better than the first one, Sharknado 2.
surprisingly, much better.
I know. Like, I went into this as, basically ready to kind of blow my rage load like we've done in all the other movies we've watched. But this one in particular was actually pretty decent. Like, it was actually self-aware when you think about it.
Like, don't get us wrong, it was still a terrible movie, but it was fun. It was really fun, and holy shit, like there was so many cameos. I loved it. Oh my
Oh
god.
my god, that was the best part. Like, it was almost like it was playing whack-a-mole for who the next cameo was going to be.
I mean, there were so many small minor roles. It was like I was like literally getting so excited every time I saw you.
I mean, let's just go ahead and dive into the cameos before we go into our usual parsing through the movie. So, I mean, when you think about it, besides Matt Lauer and Al Roker, we had who else?
Well, Kelly Osbourne was the first one to appear. She tragically died, but
Kind of like her career.
Wasn't say if it wasn't drug abuse that would kill her. It was the shark. But anyways,
maybe the shark was an extended metaphor for her drug use.
Maybe that they're eating her alive and she's not gonna be able to crawl out. I don't know. My favorite cameo personally was Billy Ray Cyrus. Like when I saw him, I got so excited. I was like, "Oh my god!"
Because I didn't recognize him, but when you said like, "Oh my god, this Billy Ray Cyrus," is like, "Wait, what? What?" This movie actually just turned interesting.
I was like so happy. I got like Hannah Montana flashbacks. I was just like so excited, and he actually acted better in this than he did in Hannah Montana.
Well, he acted better in this than he did in his entire singing career, so I guess he got tired of his achy, breaky heart getting broken.
I can't make any more references because that's the only thing he's known for.
Yeah, I don't know anything else with that. But then again, the only Brooks and Dunn song I know is Boot Scoot Boogie, and that was because of Rhett and Link.
Oh, that's why your name is Boogie. Okay.
I thought I told you the story about how I got the name Boogie Night.
This isn't a debate. Let's keep going with the review. Come on.
Party pooper. So, and then of course, who else was in there? Who else was she?
That really annoying guy. Not Woody Allen.
Oh yeah, Woody Allen was in it.
Was he?
You were the one that pointed him out as the news reporter.
Well, is his name Woody Allen though?
I thought it was.
Hold on, I'm gonna pull up Google.
Here we go.
Yeah, because like freaking when I saw, I don't really care for him though. He was really annoying. He's really annoying in general. I think it is Woody Allen because that's the first thing that popped in my head. That's not Woody Allen.
Never mind.
What was his name?
Was it Andy Dick?
Andy Dick. No, wait,
oh,
is it?
There we go. Yeah, he's even more annoying than Woody Allen.
Maybe I'm the one that's not. Andy Dick. Yeah, he was a news reporter, and I mean he's actually a very annoying person. Like I never really cared for Andy Dick, but I kind of liked his sass in the movie because he was throwing some major sass at him. He's all like, "We can't answer any questions now." And he's like he said something retort or what did he say? I just thought it was kind of funny.
Oh yeah.
Normally I don't.
He was basically saying something kind of like, "Wait, you can't answer questions to somebody that's asking them."
Something like that. It was so smart ass, and I was like, "That's pretty funny for for Andy Dick.
Well, I mean, I've never liked Andy Dick because he reminds me too much of who was that stupid comedian that did the bum song, like my bum is on the whatever.
Not sure.
I forget his name, but Andy Dick is the same brand of humor as this guy, and so that's kind of why I immediately pigeonholed him. But yeah, I think it was the extras that actually made this movie enjoyable because we were kind of like looking at like, who's the next guy that's going to come up?
Pretty much, because I think Billy Ray Cyrus survived. Honestly, he was just, for me, that was like the crowning moment. That was the one that redeemed the whole movie, because I was like, if Billy Ray Cyrus is in this movie, it can do no wrong.
It's kind of like me when I see Kim Coates in a movie. I'm like, okay, this movie is going to be hilarious. I don't need any. You get Kim Coates in a movie, you're going to have a good time.
I wonder if the next ones have a lot of cameos. I think they do.
I want to see Kim Coates. I mean, come on. When you see Kim Coates in Resident Evil, you know that's hilarious.
That's probably why I actually just finished watching that movie too. I watched all 6 of that. That's funny that you say that.
Yeah, so I mean, anyway, so the cameos I think really did it, but I feel like the directors they decided to be, for an Asylum movie, considering the fact that most of Asylum movies are just direct to shitio, I kind of feel like while they were self-aware, it was definitely along the lines of like, we're going to make a trash movie, we're going to ham it up, but we're going to actually take a little more pride in at least the cinematography.
Well, it was like the first one. I just felt like I don't know. Like, I keep saying this, but like, I think it was a parody of itself. But this time, it really knew a parody of itself. Like I think in the first one, they weren't expecting to make it so big, because Sharknado became very, very popular very quickly. Mm-hmm. And when the first movie came out, I don't think they expected it to be as big as it was. And when it did, they're just like, well, shit, we can do anything we want now because it's huge. So they literally took it upon themselves to make it the stupidest movie in existence, and it worked.
Exactly. It went from just being like a throwaway college project to like an actual movie that, they knew it was be so bad they just basically came out the other side.
Well, I mean, any movie with Tara Reid is terrible.
And the fact that she didn't do the Finn scream in like her like breathy little voice.
Oh, but she did. She stepped up her game, because when she was flying out the plane, like hanging on the door, and she's all screaming.
She had quite the set of pipes on her for that. Somebody else was overdubbing on that.
I don't know. She has a pretty unique voice, and like she was screeching, but it was so funny. It was like
she was screaming so loud, like a pack of dogs ran up the driveway.
She sounded like so monotone about it. I don't know how to describe it. The way she screamed was like, you knew she was like, I don't know how to describe it. It was funny though. If you guys watch Sharknado 2, please just sit back and enjoy the scream, because it is so funny.
That part like just was another. I feel like from a technical aspect, while the CGI, which of course was complete and utter trash, like the actual camera,
they vamped it up. They made progress, because they made it look shitty to even shittier. So,
but I mean, at least the camera angles were actually. I feel like the first one had like shaky hands. Whoever was holding the cameras a little bit, like there was a lot of jerking around, like panning back and forth and whatnot. This was a little smoother. Like they actually had equipment, so they had like drones or guide wires to like do the cross shots or something like that.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. It was actually very, yeah, you're right. Now that I think about it, it wasn't shaky at all. It was actually decently normal. And there was tons of scenes where like it could have had a shaky camera, but didn't do that.
Yeah.
So thank you, director of Sharknado 2.
Well, I mean, but that doesn't change the fact that like the 10 seconds into the movie with the CGI of the plane flying through the storm. I think that was the first comment you actually made was, "Oh my god, the CGI is terrible."
It was awful. Well, because I was like, in the first game or the first movie.
This is a game I'm playing.
Oh my god. Well, like as I said in the first one, it had PlayStation 1 style cinematic, like CGI, and this one it looked worse. Like, even PlayStation 1 games didn't look that bad.
I would have loved, like, if we're going back to the PS1 controls, like, could you imagine Finn as, like, tank controls? Like, he would have to turn and then move forward. Like, from the old Resident Evil games.
Trying to think about it, and it would suck.
Actually, no, Tara Reid, because she's so plastic, she would be the one with tank controls.
Oh my god, if there was a Sharknado game with her character, I would play the shit out of that game. Imagine if her with her like sticks and shields and her arms are like swaying to the side like that. And like every time she like okay, so you know how some like games, like when you approach a character to talk to them, they make a sound as the text bubble. Hers would be like Finn or some screech that she does.
No, like if you play any other character in the Sharknado 1 game, like its actual action thing, with Tara Reid, it's more like you're playing You Have a Drunk Friend.
Oh my god! As someone who played that game, it's awful.
And the whole thing you have to do is make sure she doesn't like fall off her shoes. But like, okay, so the CGI. So we pretty much established CGI is absolute, but for all the right reasons.
I didn't hear what you said. Sorry, you roboted on me.
All right, I know. I just said that, like, I feel like with the CGI, it was just crappy for all the right reasons. Like, it was so self-aware. You're going to hear the phrase self-aware a lot because the directors went from taking a very semi-serious, low-budget movie, and they just decided they're going to turn this into a saga and just completely ham it up.
Well, that's why I said, like, they knew it was a shitty movie to begin with, but when they saw how popular it got, they were like, holy crap, if this became popular, imagine how much shittier we can make it, and people just ate it up. Like, its fate was sealed in the very beginning when he looked out the window, and, like, you could just see this, like, shark, like, twirling in the air.
That was brilliant. Like, I almost feel like John Malkovich had like a role in like creating this movie by how wacky it was.
It was something else, and like fucking, I was so confused because I was like, this is probably a dream. Like, this is probably a dream he's having, but no, it's legit real. It's part of the story. So
no, like during that part, I honestly felt like they were trying to make fun of Final Destination.
Kinda. I mean, I can see that, actually. You're right.
That was kind of my overall feeling, was they were just trying, and then he wakes up from the dream, and he freaks out, and before the plane takes off, then it just gets destroyed by sharks.
And the fact that he knew how to pilot, oh my god, and the way the pilots died, too. Like, oh my god, that was so funny.
When she got sucked out the window.
And she's all like monotone screaming as the co-pilot's all trying to help her, and then next thing they go flying out the window.
And like you just see like her legs kicking the entire time. That CGI was brilliant.
Oh my god! I mean, the CGI I think the thing that really made that scene the best was just Tara Reid. She really, she doesn't have to try hard to make it the most entertaining thing you've ever seen.
You're really in for a treat. Like, it could be like the most dramatic, like Schindler's List or Citizen Kane remake. If Tara Reid shows up for 2 seconds, I'm holding my lighter up in the air.
I wouldn't pay to see her do like Hamlet or A Midsummer's Night Dream, but I would pay to watch her play in Sharknado 7. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so excited to watch the other one.
I know, like, I'm so excited we're, like, getting back into this because we still have to watch God's Not Dead 3.
That one's gonna piss me off so bad. They have all pissed me off so bad.
But, I mean, okay, so, like, the cameos were the best actors in this movie. Let's not even disagree on that one, because the main roles, we still have Finn, a.k.a. Diet Ashton Kutcher. He's got the Ashton Kutcher blank stare, is what, you know, how Ashton Kutcher kind of has, like, he's, like, coming down off a high. That's Finn throughout the whole course of this movie.
I still think he looks like a ventriloquist dummy. It's hard to explain, but, like, when he does that, like, furrowed brow thing, like, when he looks at you like this, his eyes are, like, really round. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how to describe it, but I'm gonna try to find a photo for you, but, like, Did you ever watch the old Goosebumps series in the 90s?
I was reading the books, but I only watched a couple of the actual episodes.
Well, Sloppy the Dummy. Okay, so like he did this look where like he had round eyes, but every time he furrowed his brow, like that's what Finn reminds me of. He looks like a ventriloquist dummy. Here, kind of like. Oh my god. Here. Ah! No, hold on. I got this. Hold on. Oh, come on. Here, let me just put my.
This is a very high budget recording setup, y'all.
Okay. Tell me that does not look like Finn.
Oh God.
That's what I'm saying. He looks like Slappy the Dummy. Now let me find him with a furrowed brow.
I mean, at this point, Finn could be like the next Ahmed the Dead Terrorist. Like he's just like what? Oh, good lord! He's
That's
like
what he reminds me of.
like Finn's just one step away from being like silence. I kill you.
No, that's good acting on his part.
You're right. I'm giving him too much credit for that.
Way credit. No, but that's okay. That is legit who he reminds me of. That's what Finn looks like to me. And then when he like looks at like when he glares at the people he's talking to, that's what he looks like.
Yeah.
And that statement because every time I see his face, I just immediately think of Slappy the Dummy.
Well, I mean, and throwing the fact like his eyes are unnaturally pale, he's got like Tilda Swinton eyes. Just like adds like to an air of unsettlingness.
Oh my god!
And that's hard for me to say because I legitimately like Tilda Swinton. I think she's a great actress.
Oh yeah.
Like the role she does, like as like the trademark sociopaths, are just brilliant.
Yeah, she does a really good job, and like I like the fact that she can pull off androgynous roles too. But the thing is like when I was my mom when she was walking by yesterday, she's like, he wasn't shit on 90210, and he ain't shit on this either. So apparently, and that's another thing about him too is like he overacts, like he tries way too hard to look like a badass, and he's not a badass.
He's a complete tryhard. Like it's almost like he's trying to be like Arnold Schwarzenegger from Predator, like in hamminess. But
or what's his face? Jason Statham.
Jason Statham. Yeah, okay.
That's what he's trying to be like, and then Tara Reid completely outshines him just by doing nothing. Like
I know. You get like him talking 20 minutes and like she's like a younger female Uncle Bill.
she just sits there and she reacts, and at the same time she's not acting at all. Like she doesn't even react when she's supposed to, and somehow she steals the show. It's like,
wasn't there like even in the beginning, like when Kelly Osbourne's character was trying to get the autograph, and there was like a 5-second delay before she decides to respond. Like I seriously, her brain's probably like, okay, it's like, okay, satellites linking up in outer space, hamsters in the wheel, we are going 3, 2, 1. Oh yes, I can sign the book.
Like she's such an airhead. Like she doesn't even have to like try. Like you look at her and you know she's an airhead, and she's so fucking just. Yeah, it's sad. It really is, but it's funny.
And between the two of them, between him being such a tryhard and her just being a complete vapid waste of air, like they just complete each other.
Well, like I said, he looks like a ventriloquist dummy, and she's made of plastic. So
one's made of wood, one's made exact. I don't know. When you talked about this, when him doing like the furrowing brow thing, it almost reminded me of when George W. Bush was in office, and he would do the squint when he thought he said something intelligent. Topical. Anyway.
Oh my god. Oh,
I love the scene when they're in the hospital and she's like, "Why did you marry me?" And like that flat, monotonous voice. And I'm just thinking to myself, you mean again? A second time?
That was my first thought too. In the first one, it was like, bitch, you hated him. You didn't want him coming in your house and saving you, but now you're just like, what? Why me? Why am I so special? It's like
because the plot said so.
I was like, lady, he always liked you. You're the one that didn't like him, so why are you asking him?
Yeah, and then I mean, come on, you cut off. Oh, what was it? Was it Vivica A. Fox?
I was about to say, can we talk about Vivica A. Fox?
Dude,
Because
she
that girl
stole the show. She was
thirsty.
badass. I freaking loved her.
Yeah, she was fucking. Oh, she was she was thirsty from the moment she saw
Mhm.
him, and she was thirsty from the moment the whole movie ended. And it was so funny because like even when what's her face, we were just
Tara
talking
Reid.
about her, Tara Reid. Even when Tara Reid was back in the picture, she was all like, "You like this skinny bitch?" It was so
Seriously,
funny.
like I thought there was gonna be a catfight going on at some point. Like this
Oh,
movie
you
would
wanted
get
to?
made if like Vivica A. Fox takes on Tara Reid's plastic ass.
Oh, I wanted to say that too because she was like, yeah, she is clearly like she is ready to fight for this man. Like Vivica A. Fox is, she wants this guy.
From the moment she appeared and she's like, "Hello, Finn." I thought she was either gonna rip his face off or like drag him in the bathroom for some like dirty pachong sex.
I seriously thought she was gonna slap him, and then when she kissed him, I was like, ew. But okay.
Like you don't know where that mouth has been.
Well, and oh god, I know it's been inside sharks too. Oh my god, and the guy who was like, "What's the inside of a shark smell
Oh,
like?"
cab driver.
Dude, like that is so fucking weird. You don't ask that even if like if it calls for it. Like what the fuck, dude? That's so creepy.
No, I mean, of course, I hate being spoiler. Vivica A. Fox dies because she was the most intelligent person in the course of this movie.
I know. I'm sad she died. Spoiler alert, but still.
Yeah, she stole. She honestly, she stole the show for me because she was smart. She was thinking on her feet. She was coming up with ideas. She was helping. She wasn't a waste of like skin. She
Well, yeah, exactly. No, I totally agree. I think she was awesome, and they should have kept her character alive. If anything, she could have joined him and Tara Reid, but like, well, like not like in a
no, but it would have been
relationship,
a
or
team
like,
thing.
but like, as like a main cast member, because she honestly kind of earned that right. Like she did more than Tara Reid did. She just wasn't. No, yeah, she did more than Tara Reid, and she was just as amusing. And
Well,
honestly,
Tara Reid
it
was
was funny.
barely in this movie.
She was, huh? Oh my god. Okay. So you guys want to hear the best part about the movie? Her most epic scene was when the doctor opened the door and she was out of bed. And they're like, "Where'd she go?" And they made it into like this math problem, and then they left, and she was right behind the door. They got fooled by fucking Tara Reid. But then again, it's Billy Ray Cyrus, so we wasn't expecting
Yeah,
much.
exactly. That was, I mean, seriously, like he was like doing the whole Joey Tribbiani look from Friends when he's trying to do math in his head.
Where'd she go? Did you move her?
Oh,
No. Well, she's around here somewhere. They didn't even check behind the door. They just closed it. And Terry Reid's like, oh, that worked. I knew I see it. And she's like, I knew my master plan would work.
and she's like still fully, and like she's dressed in like her little outfit and her biker gloves. I thought she was like,
Where
we're gonna.
did
Why was I thought she was gonna pull a John Connor and like steal a bike.
where did that even come from? She was just all of a sudden like dressed in leather and she's all acting like a bad bitch. Oh, and then she went into this random room where this girl was supposed to have surgery, and all of a sudden she's like, I'm gonna help you. My name is what's her name? My name is something Tara Reid.
Come with me if
I'm
you want to live.
and she didn't do shit. She just ran. She just ran like down the
Yeah, I
hallway.
was gonna say, what was the point of like Hospital Girl?
Honestly, there was maybe she's a celebrity that was making a cameo that we don't know about, but I doubt it because I didn't recognize her.
Once again, I wish it would have been Dakota Fanning. If it was
That would have
Dakota
been funny.
Fanning, that would have been great. I would have loved to see that. But I mean, but still, you had like, and I think, and you had, and of course, you had freaking what's his face from Sugar Ray.
Oh my god, Mark McGrath.
Yes,
Yeah, dude, seriously.
that dude's had way too much plastic surgery.
Oh my god, I know. The only thing I kept thinking is when it's over. No, joking.
No, when you sang that, I almost did a spit take.
He was not. He was like he wasn't really like a very memorable character. Like he didn't really his act. If anything, he was kind of like really beta. Like he let Finn shine. Like I don't know how to describe it.
Mark McGrath was basically like the new role of Australian guy from the first one when you think about it.
Yeah. Well, no, I thought that bearded guy was the really fucking annoying one who went for the guy that was like, he was like, "You hit 2 home runs. What are
Oh,
you doing
that
sitting here with us?" That guy
no,
was so annoying.
he was kind of like he was reprising the role of drunk guy from the first one when you think about it.
I thought that was the cab driver.
No, that's a toss up when you think about it. But like, I just feel like Mark McGrath was kind of like Australian guy because you wanted to genuinely like him.
But he was annoying.
Well, yeah, he was annoying, but there were some parts when you actually kind of wanted to like him. There was just nothing likable about Fat Dude.
I was so glad he died. He was so fucking annoying. Like his face, just I wanted to punch him. Like some people just have those faces that like you just really want to fucking punch. And like I know someone out there is gonna be watching this video and be like, "Yeah, that's how I feel about you, bitch." But like this guy was literally no one liked.
I thought you were going to say that about me. Some people have a very punchable face. I don't know. After our chase train wreck video, there's definitely some people that are going to want to kill us.
I mean, I guess to a degree, Mark McGrath. I don't know. I really didn't care for his character. I thought he was kind of pointless. Because I mean, the only reason why his wife was Finn's sister, so she has relations. So I mean, her character is valid.
Yeah.
My foot is so dead now; it's flopping just to get it. So like.
I feel like they under budgeted for characters in the first one, and then to compensate, they over budgeted for characters. That's why you had so many cameos.
Yeah, possibly. Well, like I said, because like the first one became so popular, they suddenly had money for cameos, and it was like I feel like a lot of people weren't just like volunteer on like, yeah.
You okay?
I'm sitting on the floor on my legs. They're both dead. I'm literally trying to position my legs so I can like get blood flowing again, and I'm literally like dragging my foot on the floor like that, trying to get it up because it's so dead. I can't even.
Yeah, they have pills for that.
I can't feel my legs. So, anyways.
You just did that in Tara Reid's voice. I can't feel my legs.
I can't. I wasn't even trying. I'm so good. Oh.
Yeah, they have pills for that.
Huh?
They have pills for that.
I hate that feeling when your legs are like getting feeling back, but they feel like really fuzzy and like really and like yeah, I don't like that. Anyways,
That's probably how Tara Reid feels her entire life.
Probably how her head feels constantly.
Anyways, okay. Yeah, so special effects in this movie, pretty much nothing different from the first one. Still pretty terrible. Although the scene with the super soakers was pretty funny.
Yeah, because logic like doesn't exist, and fire totally wouldn't melt plastic squirt guns.
Well, it is an asylum film, so in the asylum world, it's completely different. It defies the laws of like chemicals, chemistry, and physics.
Yeah, like how they try to nuke it in the second one too, or bombs.
Well, the first one worked because they dropped them out of the bombs out of a helicopter, and then they just kind of hucked them like a slingshot from like the yesteryears.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah.
I'm having flashbacks to when we first played Quiplash with Maddie and Meowjid.
This is the very same room.
Exactly, except you were rocking back and forth on your knees.
Yeah, and I skinned it pretty bad too.
I remember that.
Yeah, I got really nasty yeah. Anyways,
so we watched a movie.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good. No, so the special effects weren't all that special. Sorry, I'm trying to get comfortable here, and I'm on my tablet trying to like position myself. So I'm just gonna look like a Jabba the Hutt right here. So,
It's okay. During Fran's stream, she wasn't sure who Baba Yaga was.
Okay.
I don't know. That was.
Yeah. So the special effects were the.
I guess when he said Jabba the Hutt, I guess that was the correlation I was trying to draw.
Okay. Well, so something about the special effects. You know what? Kind of like I noticed was that every single shark like was going after their faces and their heads.
Yes.
Like, not one shark was like trying to eat someone whole or like go for their leg or whatever. Like, they were always like attacking their faces for some reason.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I mean, that's it. The hell's going on outside? Anyway,
That a ghost?
that sounded like a horn, a really bad horn. Somebody's horn's dying.
That's creepy. Anyways.
It's not a fox. I know what the foxes sound like. But anyways, so, yeah, so like, yeah, why were they always going for the faces? It's like, is it because it's like the most like thing people would fear to get bitten would be like not their legs or like, you know, their junk? I thought for an asylum film, a guy's junk would be the first thing the sharks would go to.
Something like that. Well, because like the pilot was eaten face first. Kelly Osbourne had her head taken off like face first.
Bathroom Girl.
Bathroom Girl. Oh my god, what was that about? And then Finn's
Bathroom Girl needs her own category for this review.
I legit thought she was gonna be like this hybrid human shark thing that was like wanting revenge on Finn, but no. And then Finn's sister's friend was killed.
Both of them were.
Pretty much.
Face first. Danny Glover knockoff's character was eaten face first.
Yeah. So I don't get it because like the first one I feel like had more creative deaths, but like this one didn't.
The only person that didn't die face first was Cab Driver.
Well, her black friend was the one that was crushed by a whale shark.
Was she crushed? Was she? Oh, she was crushed by the whale shark? Or was she crushed by the Statue of Liberty's head?
I thought it was the whale shark.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. It was the whale shark, which is funny because whale sharks aren't carnivores. They're what's it called? Plankton eaters. They're baleen. They don't actually have teeth.
I think that's the joke of this movie, though, is sharks really don't like humans in general.
Seriously, like the amount of vitriol coming from those sharks, like you could just see them hovering, waiting, being like, "All right, boys, here's the plan."
I know. There was like several shots where like the sharks were just like swarming them, like they knew it was gonna happen, or like they knew they were gonna get them at any second now. But it was like sharks don't give a shit about humans, guys.
No, seriously, and they were just all focused on. It was like what you said about Tara Reid's character. It was kind of like they were just like so like chomping at the bit, no pun intended, to like just like exact their revenge. It was like Inigo Montoya from Princess Bride, like you killed my father, prepare to die.
Honestly, if that lady in the beginning, the bathroom lady, if she was a hybrid shark lady, like that would have made the movie so much better.
That would have been like Sharknado 8, where like bathroom chick turns out to be like a hybrid.
I'm telling you, they're gonna go to space. I bet you they go to space, but people who watch them all are probably gonna be like, just wait, bitch.
No backseat reviewing.
Not until we're done.
No, but okay, so let's quickly talk about Bathroom Chick before we go into the plot, just because other character, everything else, we've already been talking for almost 45 minutes.
It doesn't even feel like that. Okay, so like her character was so minor, but at the same time, like they were hyping it up like she was gonna be like a relevant character.
Yeah.
Because like he came out of the bathroom and she was sniffing him, and I was like, oh shit, she's like I automatically assumed I was like the worst. And it turns out she was just a normal person, and then she ends up like dying in the plane crash. Like,
so basically, long story short, so Finn's character has a panic attack, goes into the plane bathroom. We'll get into it in the plot points, and Bathroom Chick just stands outside, apparently very irritated that somebody's taking more than 30 seconds to do their business, and. And so Finn walks, and my first thought was like, oh, Mile High Club, you know, because it's an asylum movie.
With his wife on the plane with him.
We're just going to let it go with that.
Okay. I mean, I'm sure some people have, but...
Well, no, I was saying because it's an asylum film, you never know. I mean, considering how in the first Sharknado, everybody was like switching like significant others back and forth like Robin, so that's kind of why
That would have actually been kind of funny if he did.
I was say again, you just roboted. I lost you. There you go. You're back.
So did you. I was gonna say that would actually be pretty funny if he did end up having like this like quickie in the bathroom stall, and then like went back to Tara Reid like nothing was happening. Because like a lot of horror movies, they think that sex scenes are like relevant to a horror movie, even if it's like doesn't make logical sense. But like that would have been funny if like they added that just for that like cool factor.
Well,
Like he's such
look
a
at
bad.
any movie Uwe Boll has done. I mean, pretty much Uwe Boll, it's just either violence or sex makes the horror movie.
Yeah, but I mean, this is Sharknado. Let's not give him too much credit.
Anyway, so Finn's character walks out of the bathroom, like bumps into her, and she literally sticks her face forward and sniffs Finn.
Yeah, she starts smelling him. Like, maybe he had good cologne, but like usually when someone comes out of the bathroom, my first thought is, oh shit, they're gonna stink that shit up, aren't they?
Oh shit, I see what you did.
No.
Well done.
I don't want to be sniffing someone when they get out of the bathroom, because my first thought is they took a shit and it's gonna smell. I don't want to smell that.
Well, I mean, it's kind of, it was creepy, because it was almost like something out of like Deliverance, being like, you smell pretty. So, I mean,
smell like my mama's beard.
That was
Whiplash too.
Our Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry, the Quiplash up before this review goes up, so everybody will be happy again.
Good, because I want to fucking watch it again. Like I legit watched the whole thing laughing. Like I'm gonna play the game again.
Yeah. Anyway, so, and then 2 minutes later, during the shark attack, Bathroom Girl dies. So, like, there's this slow build up, like she's actually going to be a decent character, like you said, and then she just bites it. No pun intended.
Well, I mean, I guess some good pieces of art or like video. Okay, so have you ever seen the anime Elfen Lied? Negative. Okay, so it's about this girl who has like these like invisible, like, what do they call them, like, there's a word for it. So she kind of has like psychic powers, but really it's these like invisible arms that vibrate at such a high frequency that they can act as like a solid. So like if someone is within a close proximity of her, she can slice them clean in half, or like slice off your limbs and shit. Like it's pretty fucking badass, and it's actually one of the best animes I've ever watched. Like the storyline is real. Yeah, I don't even like anime, and that I love it. But the point was I was saying is, in the very first episode, they introduced this nurse who is like pretty clumsy, and she was wondering if her boss was going to give her a raise, and they introduced her in a way that kind of made it seem like she was the main character, and I was like, that's what I thought at first. And then when she came in contact with the girl, her head got twisted off, and then her body was used as a shield as the soldier shot at them. So I was like, holy shit. I was like, I thought she's going to be the main character, but apparently not. So
yeah. So that definitely ties to the Bathroom Girl.
So, I mean, I think it's possible to introduce a character and fool the audience into thinking it's going to be a relevant character and not. But the way Sharknado did it was not good. Like, it was... Yeah. That was just confusing as all hell.
Yeah, they took the Rickroll trope to a different level.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so I guess, as per always, you talk about the plot to sum it all up about how completely garbage it is. So it starts off with Finn and Tara Reid on an airplane for that's how it all starts out.
Yeah, and he's having panic attacks because he thinks he's seen sharks.
Which, like, spoiler, he was.
Well, like, wasn't the cloud even a shark too? Like, the very first thing he saw was a shark in the cloud.
Yes, it was!
Yeah. when I saw that, I was like, oh my god, come on. That was funny.
That was great. So, pretty much during the course of that, Finn's having a panic attack because, obviously, I mean, if this sort of thing did happen, hell, I'd have PTSD as
Right.
well.
Yeah.
But I
So,
mean, you kind of want to do. I mean, oh, sorry.
oh, I was just gonna say I was confused because like I literally couldn't tell if it was a dream or not because some movies can really lead you on to think it was a dream, but the fact that it wasn't a dream made it really it made it all the more worse.
Yeah. So pretty much in the first one, the Sharknado was kind of explained origin wise. I'm using that phrase very loosely. Explained. This one just kind of threw you right into the middle of it. The storm's happening, the sharks are back. Now, mind you, the first one took place around the equator, so that is more logical. This second one took place in New York City.
Yeah, and then they threw snow in the mix too.
Yeah, I almost feel like that had kind of a bit of a Michael Bay thing going on.
Maybe I don't know, but like I made this point too in the movie. I was like, why is it that now that ever since they stopped the first Sharknado, that's a thing now? Like, how come this isn't a natural occurrence in that universe? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, ever since, how is it possible that one Sharknado made another Sharknado, and then another Sharknado is like if it either it's a natural reoccurrence or it's not. You can't just have like a repeat offense. It makes no sense.
yeah. I mean, you cannot have a, and literally, this is the weather terminology. You cannot have a perfect storm constantly. There's a reason these magnitudes of storms are called 50-year and 100-year storms, because for that time period, that framework, something of that magnitude can only happen, statistically speaking, every 50 to 100 years. This happened probably within less than 1 year of the first one.
If there really was a like a Sharknado, it would be a really, really weird like one-time thing. It wouldn't happen again. Like, and it's not like rain. It's not like rain where it's happened before and it's a natural thing. Like it's just it's like yeah, the first one made sense because it was uh what did you say?
It was in the South.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that makes sense. But New York City, like, there's no way. And like, it just happened to happen when Finn came. How did that happen? How did that happen when he was in the area? You know,
Yeah.
like that shit doesn't just happen.
I mean, it's almost like they were thrust into the Matrix, and this is like the world they have to keep living in. It's like the machines are kind of like, yeah, we're gonna keep this going now.
It's like fucking Terminator, where like fucking Sarah Connor and what was his name? Oh, John. Like they're predestined to like be a part of this for as long as they live, and they have to keep like that makes sense. But
Yeah,
a Sharknado isn't like fucking destiny or something. Like it's just a freak occurrence or a freak storm.
yeah,
And he just
exactly.
happened to hit. And it's weird how they made 6 movies about it. How does how does two people deal with it 6 times? That makes no sense.
I mean,
you know.
wouldn't it be amazing if by like the third one, Finn's character pulled like a Bruce Willis, be like, "Yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers!"
Oh my god, can we talk about the fact that Tara Reid has a fucking oh
Well, we're gonna get to that in a second. So,
okay.
long story short, because we just spent 5 minutes talking about the first 2 minutes, like the Sharknado completely destroys the plane, and also the shark bites through the door to the plane while it's crashing, and Finn's piloting the plane. Spoiler alert, he's a pilot suddenly. Somewhere that happened between the first and the second one.
But
He,
wasn't he a pilot in the first one too?
I thought that was like not him, but some of his relatives were, because he wasn't piloting the chopper in the first one.
His son was.
Okay, yeah. So his son, Terror, yeah. So his son, I think, took that one up, but
Well, maybe he was an ex-pilot. I don't know, but anyways, yeah. The point is, he was a pilot in this one.
yeah, which was, well, once again, because the plot said so. So Tara Reid is trying to get to Finn, and a shark, while the plane's descending at like 5,000 feet a minute, which, by the way, is death-defying.
She would not have been able to hold onto the door. She would have been out there, been fucking gone.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been like Wizard of Oz. Da, 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 boom.
She would know, like that thing would be stronger than how that the wind would be stronger than her physical capabilities.
Yeah.
She would have been gone. Or that door. She probably would have taken the door with her too, for all I know.
Yeah. So a shark's flying through the air. Danny Glover lookalike throws her his gun. She proceeds to continue screaming like a wounded piccolo or a flute while shooting the shark. But the shark,
No, she picked it up and she's like,
she's like, yeah, she's just waving it back and forth.
she wasn't even aiming. She was like shooting it, screeching. She's like, ah!
That and the shark latches on and bites her hand off, like all the way to like probably about here, about halfway to the elbow.
Oh my god! And then that's not the last time we see her arm either.
No, when that happened, I almost lost it. I was dying.
I didn't get it at first. I thought it was just some random arm. I was like, what the fuck? And then my mom's like, that's her arm. I was like, oh my god, no way.
I didn't know it was her arm, and then I saw the ring, and I'm like, wait, that's Tara Reid's arm. I'm like, how do we know? So anyway, so the plane crashes, and all of a sudden, we're introduced to Finn's sister and Mark McGrath.
Yeah, so apparently Mark McGrath is part of the dynamic duo, because we haven't heard that in other movies and shit. And he was Finn's best friend, and they would apparently, how did they say it, kiss girls, and then how did they say it? It was like such a like childish way of describing it. Basically, they would sleep around and break hearts, but then
pretty much
they had a rivalry because he's like, he fell in love with his sister, and he's like, I can't have a guy like that dating my sister, blah blah blah.
It's kind of like Mark McGrath was trying to relive his days in Sugar Ray.
I was gonna say there's nothing about Mark McGrath that is like douchey, you know?
Yeah.
Like I feel like he was such a a goody beta in that movie, and I feel like that's how he is in person too.
Yeah. But out of nowhere, somehow Finn's character can sense that the Sharknado is coming straight for New York City, even though Matt Lauer and Al Roker are, joking around about everything. And it starts into this almost like disaster recovery where Tara Reid's in the hospital, and she's like that for the majority of the movie. Finn is trying to get to Mark McGrath while his sister is at Liberty Island. And somehow Vivica A. Fox is shoehorned into this, even though she has no relation to Mark McGrath. She's just there.
Yeah, she was just coincidentally sitting next to him. And then when Finn came in, all of a sudden she was like, I should have done this a long time ago. I was like,
when she said that, I was with you. I thought she was going to like completely destroy him.
So did I, honestly. I thought, yeah. That I was like, really, honey, your standards should be higher than that.
Yeah, and then she goes in for the kiss, and then he's like, hey, by the way, I'm married.
Yeah, he let her kiss him, and then he was like, yeah, I'm married, by the way. But I think the best part was just the way she glared at Tara Reid. Like, she was not
amazing. She
was willing to fight her for him. She was ready to be a homewrecker.
Mm-hmm. That was amazing. But it became this almost like Benny Hill chase scene about how they're all just trying to go running around New York City trying to get it to each other. Like you have, Mark McGrath and Finn and Vivica Fox like trying to get to one area. You have Finn's sister trying to get to them, and then you have Tara Reid sitting there in the background and eventually decides she has to get out of bed because the plot told her to get them.
You're right. Like, okay, so remember how they were trying to get out of the fucking stadium? They were running and shit. And then, like, this subway or something like that, he was like, thank you so much for all you've done. You saved us. And I was like, you guys, he didn't save you. You guys just ran out of the fucking stadium. He didn't save anyone in the first one either. They were just running for their lives. How was he a hero because of that?
Seriously, and even so, how this whole "you saved us." The first movie took no place near New York City.
No.
So how can you save New York City unless you're a snowbird down in the islands for that time frame?
Because the plot said so.
Yeah, that's kind of the overall deduction. So
I think that's the fair thing in all these movies.
So they get to the rendezvous point, which, by the way, nowhere, anywhere during the course of this movie did it actually say where they were all supposed to meet up. It was just like all of them had this like Vulcan mind meld to say we have to meet up at this hotel.
That is so true. They never did. They never did exchange anything. They didn't even get they have cell phones because they were all on them, and they never thought to call each other.
Yeah. So, I mean, unless it's just like strongly implied they texted each other without coming out and saying.
Wait. No, wasn't because the wife took the daughter and then Mark McGrath took the son. Didn't they agree on the hotel before that?
I didn't catch that part.
No, I don't think so either because they were flirting in front of their kids, huh? There was nothing indicating they were supposed to meet there. But apparently that's what they agreed on, so.
So there's this race to try and do that at the same time, pick up any kind of supplies in order to fight off the sharks. So, like super soakers with throw paint and a samurai sword.
Oh my god, I was like, no, it was a regular night sword.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Like
yeah, no, I thought it was
a long sword.
Yeah, like, what's that gonna fucking do? They're gonna chop with the water? The hurricane? Or the tornado?
Well, that's what we were talking about, was like, we thought Vivica A. Fox's character just come and start swinging wildly at, like, the Sharknado itself and just tear it down piece by piece.
I was like, wouldn't that be funny if the tornado started bleeding?
That would have been amazing. But they get to the hotel and they're like, something's missing. What is it? Flash cut to Tara Reid's character still in the hospital, which, by the way, she was wearing white on the plane, and suddenly she's in like biker gear at the hospital.
Yeah, that's why I was confused. I was like, where the fuck did she get that getup? And like, it's not like she like broke out of the hospital and she's all strutting down the street and she walks by like a clothes shop where there's a mannequin with the leather suit on. She's like, like that would have been so much better, and then walks out in that biker outfit, strutting her shit like she's badass or something.
That would have been like Paris Hilton in House of Wax.
Well, she died, so that movie was still good.
Well, yeah, thank Christ for that. But so Tara Reid, who doesn't have a phone through the entire process of this movie, realizes she has to rendezvous at the hotel as well. Because
she's a mind reader, so.
And apparently, when they get to said hotel, the mayor of New York and the governor of New York and the entire press are waiting at the hotel for them to have a press rally before sending Finn up to the hotel.
No, wait, didn't they, like, in the beginning, after he landed the plane and Tara Reid got her hand bitten off, didn't he have a press conference then, and then after that they rushed her to the ER?
Oh yeah, but they get the second press conference with the governor and the mayor and everything like that. So because somehow they can predict when the Sharknado is going to arrive at the exact location, because why not?
Why not? Because logic says so.
Well, I mean, once again, the first movie and this one, and I'll bet you the rest of them are only an hour and a half long, so I think they kind of just tried to cram as much as possible in that time frame. So, like, oh, we only got 10 minutes left, we got to wrap this up.
Possibly, but, I mean...
But that was the scene when Vivica A. Fox was just, like, tearing Tara Reid's character apart with her eyes. So you have Finn giving this motivational speech, trying to pump up the fire department and the NYPD and first responders to be careful and help each other out. And you just had this like couple of flash cuts between Tara Reid just being like, and Vivica A. Fox being like,
yeah, no, she made it very clear. She's like, that's my man and you're in my way. Your marriage is in my way.
Seriously, that would have been an opportune time for Uncle Bill to be standing there.
I like how freaking at the end, Tara Reid comes at the last second to like kill Shark, and then immediately is rushed away by Vivica A. Fox, and then Vivica A. Fox comes back to help him. Like,
oh yeah,
like her point was like there was no purpose in her being there.
So Vivica A. Fox and Finn decide to, they're the only two people that can stop the Sharknado, and then Tara Reid's character sees something that isn't shown on camera, but right before they're about to get killed, she shows up with a saw blade for a hand, like a Mega Man reject, and proceeds to slice like the flying shark like limb from limb like a ninja. I mean, it was like Evil Dead or Army of Darkness bad.
And she's all acting like a badass, and she's like, "Where am I?" No, joking.
No, that's kind of what it was, because then she's like, what'd I do?
And that's funny because like when they were trying to figure out how to stop the Sharknado, he was like, "You need to get out of here," and Vivica A. Fox is like, "Let's go, bitch," and then back to help. Like literally, she had no purpose in helping him at all. She had no purpose in being there.
No, exactly. There was absolutely no except to show off a saw blade for a hand, which actually was kind of cool when you think about it.
What's powering it?
The plot.
Exactly. You can't put a saw blade on your hand and not have like. What are you plugging it into? You know, what's it running on?
Well, I mean,
or power?
In Evil Dead, he was able to yank the chain to get the chainsaw going.
I actually just figured it out. Okay, so you know that little stupid science fair project where you plug in like a light to a potato and it turns it on?
Yeah.
Well, Tara Reid's potato brain turned on the saw blade.
Exactly. But the movie, I think the best part of the movie was at the ending when they electrocuted the Sharknado.
They fucking electrocuted.
They electrocuted the Sharknado so it would dissipate, and then both Vivica A. Fox and Finn go flying off the roof of the skyscraper hotel.
Well, she was electrocuted though, remember?
Well, they both were.
Yeah, but she was the one holding it. She was literally being electrocuted.
Yeah, she gets completely eviscerated, and then Finn rides a shark rodeo style through the clouds, impaling it on the spire, sliding down like Legolas from Lord of the Rings.
All while yelling like a badass, like doing that. What do they call it? Like a war cry?
Yeah, it was like a war cry. It was like Xena doing her yeah thing.
Oh my god, don't ever do that again. Like, you can't do Xena, sorry, honey.
I wasn't even. I was doing the Tara Reid rendition of Xena. Anyway, so the last second, all the sharks land in the street, and it turns into a full-scale riot with every Tom, Dick, and Harry pulling guns out and shooting them like it's a Texas rebellion.
Yeah, dude. Like, everyone grabbed weapons and they started fighting the sharks like it was some, like, rebellion or something.
It was like, yeah, it was almost like Mad Max, like Return Beyond Thunderdome. And then on top of it, the last shark comes flying through the air, hits the ground. Finn completely destroys it, then reaches into the shark's mouth, grabs this object out, and it's Tara Reid's arm with the gun and the ring still in it. And because this is an asylum movie, he just decides to re-propose to her right there while both covered in blood. And they now, both of them know what the inside of a shark smells like, so the taxi driver got his wish.
Yeah. But the fact that her arm wasn't decomposed or anything, or
yeah,
like
it was intact. There was no decomp. There wasn't digestion.
And the disgusting thing is she too. Like, if you pulled a ring out of a shark's mouth and gave it to me, I'd be like, "Are you fucking kidding me, dude? No, that's gross." I'm not saying like I would expect you to buy me a new one, but I wouldn't want that one back.
Like, wash it or something. Like do something to like fix it. Seriously, yeah. But like that's once again how the movie ends. Like the first one, sun starts to shine, people are rioting in the streets, and Tara Reid and Finn are just necking up on the rooftop.
Pretty much, that's how it ends. So all is well in Fairytale Land.
Yeah, until the third one. What is it? The third one called Sharknado 3? Hell no.
Oh hell no!
Yeah, isn't that the third one?
I'm so excited for it. I really am.
But yeah, so all in all, because we've been talking about this for over an hour now,
I know.
um, this movie was marginally better than the first one. Like, I could legitimately enjoy this without like picking it apart profusely. Like, I can actually have some fun with this and laugh at it without feeling like I need to take a cold shower afterwards.
Oh, that's funny.
But I mean, what did you think of this all in all?
Like I said, I thought it was a lot better than the first one. Like, I mean, it was a lot easier, but it was very entertaining. And like I said, Billy Ray Cyrus really sold it for me. When I saw him, I was like, I just knew it was going to be a good movie after that.
I mean, if you want to see an actual quote unquote good movie, obviously this is not the one for you. But like, if you've had a rough day and you just want to see something completely trashy to just decompress and blow smoke, or get a numb leg over, go see this movie. I mean, it is free with Amazon Prime, so I mean, you're not losing any money from it.
That's the best part, you guys. This is free on Amazon Prime. You can watch this anytime you want.
Exactly. So, anything else you want to throw into the mix?
Nope. I can't wait to do Sharknado 3.
Oh, I know. It's going to be a gas. So once again, y'all, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I'll put a link in the description below to Rae's channel. Definitely check her out. She's got some great games. She's got one that she will have up pretty soon, I think.
Tomorrow.
Okay, cool. So definitely go check her out. Links in the description below. She's hilarious. She's funny. And when she gets pissed off, whew, that's when the real shenanigans begin. And of course, she's also part of Versus the Kill Knight, so we'll have some more episodes of that coming up some point in the near future. Well, the next one will be coming up. Well, the reload will go up on Friday, so you guys can catch episode 1 again for that. But other than that, yeah. So as always, big thank you to Christoph Rae for being a sponsor of the Boogie Night Project. If you like excellent low poly horror games, check him out. Links in the description below. I guarantee you will not be let down. He's creepy as hell. And of course, with that being said, before I call it night, if you like the Boogie Night Project and you want to find out more, I do have a Twitter page as well as a public Discord channel. Links to both those are in the description below, as well as a link to my temporarily defunct Twitch page. And if you're so morbidly curious, I do have a Patreon. So otherwise, I hope you all have a fantastic night, and I'll catch you on the flip side. And so will she. Peace. Hey y'all, while my gratitude knows no bounds for every single bit of love and support y'all have shown for me over the years, there are a few people that I legitimately want to take a few minutes to thank for their unending help and support. First of all, obviously Christoph Rae, not just for being a sponsor of the Boogie Night Project, but also for letting me use his music from GABA Transistor in my streams, as well as him kind of coming up with his own little fragment for my new introduction to the Boogie Night Project. And speaking of introductions, the intro as well as my YouTube banner page were done by the amazing Oren. You might know him as Oren VDK, as well as Oren from Couple Cakes. Thank you so much, Oren. I really do appreciate the time you took to put together everything from the banner to the beautifully done introduction that merged perfectly with Christoph's music from GABA Transistor. So big thank you to them. And also, this would not be possible with the help of my extremely amazing patrons, both current and former, such as Lexi Kitty, Silverleaf, Barry Grave, Harkov, Jeray, Larian, and Oren, as well as a few others that have come and gone over the years. Y'all, this would not be possible without your help and your support. I know I have not been able to provide much in the way of giving back in Patreon rewards, but I am in the process of revamping my Patreon as well as the rewards that I can do, so be prepared. I know I joke about it, saying that if you're morbidly fascinating, check it out, but if you do want to give to the Boogie Night Project, that is the easiest way to do so, and I am legitimately setting aside funds to buy more hardware for my computer, as well as making things look more professional. But once again, very big thank y'all to everybody who has supported me from the beginning all the way to the present, as well as those individuals that have gone out of their way to help. So once again, guys, thank you so much for all your constant love and support. My gratitude knows no bounds, and I'll catch you on the flip side, all right? Peace.